The story takes place in the late 19th century. Jonathan Harker, a real estate agent working in Wismar, Germany, receives word from his boss, Renfield, of a nobleman named Count Dracula, who has expressed interest in purchasing a house in Wismar. Tasked with securing an important and lucrative deal, Harker leaves his young wife, Lucy, and embarks on a long, 4-week journey to Transylvania, taking with him all the necessary documents to complete the purchase. During his journey, Jonathan stops in a small village, where the fear-stricken locals urge him to stay away from a cursed castle, warning him of Dracula's vampiric nature. Dismissing their words as superstitious rumors, Harker continues the arduous climb through the Borgo Pass. Upon reaching the castle, he meets the Count, a frightening creature resembling an ancient human with rodent-like features. Enormous ears, pale skin, sharp fangs, and elongated, terribly curved nails. Seeing Lucy's portrait, the withdrawn and detached Count shows keen interest, happily agreeing to purchase it, delighted at the thought of becoming the young woman's neighbor. Harker remains in the castle that night, experiencing disturbing, delusional encounters with the Count. Meanwhile, Lucy, who remains in Wismar, is plagued by nightmares filled with premonitions of impending danger. Meanwhile, Renfield's condition worsens, and he is placed in a psychiatric hospital after a strange incident in which he was bitten by a cow. Fear grips Jonathan when he finds Dracula sleeping in a coffin, finally confirming his suspicions about the Count's true nature. After this, Dracula leaves the castle and travels to Wismar, taking with him numerous coffins filled with the earth he needs to rest. Harker, realizing he's effectively become a prisoner, attempts to escape using a makeshift rope made from bedsheets, but his unsuccessful attempt ends in a debilitating fall. In the morning, he opens his eyes to the sounds of a young gypsy playing a violin. Jonathan is subsequently taken to the hospital, where his delusions about black coffins lead doctors to believe he's lost his mind. As Dracula navigates his ship, laden with coffins, from the Black Sea port of Varna, through the Bosphorus, Gibraltar, and along the Atlantic coast of Europe, he methodically exterminates the entire crew, disguising the deaths as an outbreak of plague. The empty ship arrives in Wismar, and the arriving doctors, including Abraham Van Helsing, are forced to investigate the strange occurrence. This is followed by an influx of rats which overrun the city. Soon, Dracula himself appears in Wismar with coffins, bringing a rapid spread of death to the once peaceful settlement. After returning home, Jonathan finds himself gravely ill, failing to recognize Lucy and delirious. In a tense scene, Dracula, weakened and desperate for love, approaches Lucy, but she steadfastly rejects him. Realizing that the threat is not only the epidemic but also the Count himself, Lucy tries to warn the residents, but her words fall on deaf ears. She then decides to sacrifice herself to destroy Dracula and devises a plan to delay him until first light. Luring the Count into her bedroom, she allows him to satiate himself with her blood. Enchanted by her purity and beauty, Dracula becomes distracted and ignores the rooster's crow, losing his strength with the coming of morning and finally dying. Van Helsing finds the dead Lucy and the unconscious Count, then drives a stake into Dracula's heart, paying respect to his sacrifice. In a grim denouement, Jonathan recovers from his illness, but finds himself transformed into a vampire. He seeks Van Helsing's arrest for the Count's murder. Donning the same flowing black robe worn by Dracula, Harker mounts his horse and sets out, cryptically declaring that much work lies ahead.